Hello, and welcome to another edition of Conspirator Brock's Pull List. This is my pull list for the week of December 11th, 2019. Uh, Fairly decent sized week this week, and next week is is going to be bigger, if not the same size, but possibly bigger. So let's get into it, because it's Christmas time. So first up, we have Batman and the Outsiders, number 8. I've been enjoying Brian Hill's story so far with Batman and the Outsiders. I'm curious to see where he takes it going forward. Of course, Batman and the Outsiders is my favorite team book in the DC universe. So I'm a sucker. I got to get it. Next up, we have Batman Curse of the White Knight, number 5. I believe number 4 didn't come out until it was at the end of October, so this seems to have gotten pushed back a bit, considering we didn't get one in November. So it's good to see Curse of the White Knight back on newsstands, or on comic stands, I guess you could say. I've been enjoying it. It's great. Sean Murphy's just tapped into something really amazing with his, Batman Elseworlds kind of stories. They're great. It's good stuff. You seriously need to check it out. Next up, we have Warren Ellis and Brian Hitch's The Batman's Grave, number 3. Really solid book. Again, number 1, 2 were really good. I can't wait to see where it goes. It's a really solid creative team with Warren Ellis and Brian Hitch. So the story is great and the art is amazing. Next up, we have Detective Comics number 1017. Bunch of stuff happened with Mr. Freeze and Nora, and they kind of flipped places. So Mr. Freeze is now kind of in a container, and Nora is out and about wreaking havoc. So curious to see where that goes, if it's going to continue, or if Detective Tomasi is going to have Batman encounter somebody else for a little bit, but we'll see. Next up is Dr. Mirage, number 5. I believe this is the last issue for this mini-series, so it's okay. It hasn't been the best. Valiant's kind of has a track record of being okay, good, solid. Sometimes they don't fall into that category. Dr. Mirage is kind of one of those, most likely I'll read it, and then it's going to get purged. So, next up is a book that surprised me. So now it was on my read list. Now it's on my pull list, and that is N.K. Jemison's Far Sector, with art from Jamal Campbell. Really solid first issue. That's the first time in a long time I've really enjoyed a first issue of a book like immensely. So if you get a chance, I recommend checking out Far Sector. If you're curious, if your store doesn't have any copies left, because lo and behold, it's sold out. We did get a bunch at Comics Conspiracy, so head on over to comicsconspiracy.biz, and you can pick up a copy of Far Sector number 1 for yourself. Make sure we do shipping, so click that button, buy it, awesome stuff. Next up, we have Flash number 84. I've really been enjoying Williamson's run on Flash. It's a really solid book. I'm curious to see where it goes with this Year of the Villain thing that's been going on, and the rogues being super powered, and Flash kind of being depowered or not able to use the Speed Force properly. So we'll see. Next up is another Giant, and that's Flash Giant number 2. I really enjoy the new stories, but it's cool to kind of get some old stuff in there as well, and kind of a spattering of other characters at sometimes. So great $5 investment just for some reading material. Not necessarily something to collect, but something to definitely buy and be like, oh, let me get a dose of this. Next up is Frozen True Treasure number 2. This one's for my daughter. She'll hopefully get to reading it soon, but she hasn't yet got the comic book buzz. So she has a little box. Once she's ready, she can dig in. Next up, Gideon Falls number 19. Jeff Lemire and Andrea Sorrentino's fantastic image book. Can't wait to dive into it every month. It's solid. If you haven't checked it out, first trade is out. You should definitely pick that up. And I highly recommend Gideon Falls. It's creepy, it's crazy, it's really good. Next up is Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy, 4 of 6. This team-up book by Judy Hauser has been fantastic. I loved it. It's great stuff. And it's Harley Quinn, it's Poison Ivy, and they're just some antics ensue. It's really cool. Next up is Harley Quinn's Villain of the Year special. Apparently, the winner of the contest that DC put on is in here. Ooh, who is it? I haven't even looked, so I couldn't tell you. But we'll see what that one shot entails. It's probably just some break the fourth wall, Harley crazy stuff, and then hey, this was the winner, or why was this guy the winner? I'm the winner, and she knocks him out. We'll see. Next up is Hawkman number 19. The art in this book is kind of dwindled off a bit. Hopefully, it will go back to the better than average. But Vendetti's done a really fantastic job with Hawkman, and I'm really curious to see where he takes Hawkman, especially with like the kind of the infected storyline that's going on and afterwards. So we'll see. Next up is Justice League Odyssey number 16. This book is kooky space stuff with some of the Justice League members, and I don't know if I'm... It's one of those books that I'm reading and I'm like, okay, but I'm not behind it, so I could potentially be jumping off of it soon. I need to actually do a good trim of my pull list. I haven't done a healthy trim of it in a while. So I think I need to go through and just kind of figure out what titles I want to keep and what titles I don't. I trimmed one title this week so far, and that was Death and Glory from last week. I read 3 pages of the new issue, and it was horrible. Well, at least for me, it was horrible. Some people might like it. I did not. It just, for some odd reason, coming off of the break, I can't say break. Coming off of being not published for almost over a year and a half, Death and Glory that story it was good and it was on path, and then it went way out in left field, and who knows what the hell it is now. So yeah, I hate saying that about books, but what can you do? Next up is a Marvel Action Classics Ant-Man. This is for my son. He likes Ant-Man, so I figured I'd grab him one of these Marvel Action Classics. IDW has been publishing those in with Marvel, I guess, because they're both on it, but who knows? Marvel could publish it themselves. I have no idea. But he likes Ant-Man. Next up, Oblivion Song number 22, Robert Kirkman's book after Walking Dead. It's been good. I've been enjoying it. I like to see what's happening, in the book with this different kind of alternate. It's kind of like the Upside Down. We've had a lot of this stuff with Stranger Things, and I think it's Dark. Is that the other show that deals with kind of the upside down of things? Like we have the dark multiverse with DC. So this is dealing with basically kind of just a similar thing, but it's not necessarily adult or dark universe. It's kind of a different alien universe. I don't know. Oblivion Song is just good. I enjoy it. Next up, we have Ocean Master, Year of the Villain special. So we'll see what's going on with Ocean Master. It's a character that sometimes I really enjoy, and sometimes I'm like, this character sucks. So we'll see. But yeah, curious to see what the Year of the Villain one-shot's been about. Most of them have been really, really solid books. So I do recommend checking out the one-shots. I normally don't do that when it's kind of an event or crossover or theme thing. But Year of the Villain ones have been good overall to great on scale. So check them out. Next up is Ray number 2. Yeah, what can I say? Valiant's doing an okay job with it, but I don't know how long this one's going to go for. I enjoy the future stuff for Valiant. It's really, really cool. But again, who knows with their schedule if it's how long that book's going to actually carry through. Next up is, oh God, what number was it? Number 4. So it's Something is Killing the Children, number 4. The reason why I had to look at the back was because I got the variant, which doesn't have any text on the front. There's Something Killing the Children is fantastic. Great stuff. You need to be checking it out. It's one of those titles that bumped Boom up to a decent percentage on the sales charts for November. So, man, Boom hit something with Once and Future, and so there's Something is Killing the Children. So you need to get on the bandwagon. Those are good books. Next up, we have Supergirl number 37. Judy Hauser is writing this now, so I'm curious to see if I'm going to stick with it. I really enjoyed Andreiko's run on it, so don't know what's going to happen there, or if she's just filling in. But Supergirl's infected with from the Batman Who Laughs. So we'll see what happens. Next up is the book that speculators like, oh my god, I gotta go crazy for, but I don't know why. He's kind of done it before. And that is Superman 18. Apparently, he's revealing himself to the world. So we'll see what that entails. Bendis has done a really solid job on Superman in action since coming over to DC. Legion's been fantastic. Everything he's been touching is really just on fire, and I think Bendis has needed that kind of different creative universe to play around in. A lot of his stuff at Marvel towards the end I felt got stagnant, except for things like Jessica Jones, which he kind of had a more personal connection to, since he basically made that character what she is. But yeah, really solid stuff. So Superman 18, I'm curious to see what he does and how he does it with the reveal. But yeah, it's one of the key books that you need to buy this week. Don't get it if you want it. Next is Tales from the Dark Multiverse, Teen Titans, The Judas Contract. I've never actually read The Judas Contract. I kind of just know the story kind of from, just information here and there and people summing it up for me. But I've really enjoyed all of the Dark Multiverse, Tales of Dark Multiverse one-shots. I did not yet read the last one, which is Infinite Crisis. So I can't say for sure on that one, but all of them so far have been amazing. So fingers are crossed. This one and the last one are good too, but a little behind. Yeah, just a little. There's a huge stack right here. Yeah, it's off camera for a reason. Next up is the issue 2 to the Snyder and Soul new book from Image, and that's Undiscovered Country #2. I'm super stoked to dive into it. Issue 1 was good at grabbing my attention, but I wanted more of this world, and so we're hopefully going to be getting it, going forward. But really good stuff. Oh, excuse me. If you didn't pick up a copy of Undiscovered Country, hopefully your store still has a copy. If not, we still have copies at Comics Conspiracy, and we have our store exclusive variants. So again, head on over to comicsconspiracy.biz, and you can pick those up. And finally, on my pull list, there is the Wonder Twins, #10. This book is not the greatest. Mark Russell's been okay, but I have not been completely impressed with it. I think I wanted more out of it than what we've gotten. So, yeah, it happens that way sometimes. I did pick up some variants this week. The first one is the one for Batman and the Outsiders, #8. I snagged that one up there. Curse of the White Knight, book 5, had a cool Batgirl variant, so I snagged that one up. Looks like Kenneth Rocafort did the Flash 84 variant. Thought that was cool. And again, Amanda Connor did the side by side or the paired. Oh, wait, I guess I gotta do it this way. Yeah, there we go. Woohoo! Did the Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy #4 double variant, I guess you could call it. So I snagged that one up because I'm a sucker for Harley Quinn. There was a blank cover for the You're the Villain Harley special, so I snagged that one up as well. Maybe one day I'll go to cons and get artwork put on these. Who knows? I really dug the Starfire headshot close-up on this for Justice League Odyssey #16, so I decided to grab that one. Supergirl had, of course, one of those kind of sexified covers or whatever you want to call them. Batman 18 had a pretty cool... Superman 18 had a pretty cool, just Superman just knocking shit out the park. Francis Manapool did a fantastic, very kind of sneaky colors in there for Undiscovered Country 2. I thought it was fantastic. So that's it for what I got on my pull list. I do have a couple read lists. The new one from Boom Studios is The Red Mother. So I'm going to try this one out, see if it's any good. They've been on a good track record, so hopefully it's something that's enjoyable. And I did pick up X-Force #3. What can I say about the X-Books since Hawks and Pox? Don't know what is going on, and the world that was built is already kind of shitty. X-Men 3, some old ladies named Horticulture came to Krakoa through one of the portals. which they're normally not supposed to, but they tricked it somehow, and then they have this like goo stuff that they shoot on mutants to nullify their powers. Oh, well, they're old ladies who are trying to like figure out how to cure cancer. Like it's this weird kind of, what if you took Poison Ivy and made her geriatric and then made 4 of them? Like, yeah, it's it was really awkward, really weird. Not to mention with what's been going on in X-Force, which is brutal. But I don't. There's a lot going on. The trades that are coming out are going to be atrocious because they're going to be, oh look, we collected issue 1, all the 1s, and then we collected all the 2s, and then we collected all the 3s. So you might, I don't know, hold off a bit. I'm going to keep reading at least the X-Men and X-Force titles. The other 4 I've checked out on. I'm not even, no. I did get some graphic novels this week. The first one I got, mainly because it has a Joelle Jones cover, and it looked fantastic, is the Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey trade paperback. This collects a bunch of random stories from about each of these characters, ranging from let me see. I had it somewhere, but this collects Detective Comics 831. Let me read it off because it's great because you read the inside cover, it tells you. Showcase 96 number 3, Nightwing Huntress number 2, Gotham Central number 6, Batman 567, Catwoman 16. I believe that's from the 2002 series. Batman Villain Secret Files and Origins number 1. Batman Gotham City Secret Files number 1. Birds of Prey Secret Files and Origins number 1. And Batman's No Man's Land Secret Files and Origins number 1. So there's a whole bunch of like little stories and stuff in here, and like the other stuff is this stuff like the text kind of files from the from those. So it looks like, yeah. So I thought it was a good spattering of content for each character. It's a trade paperback, but man, I love that Joelle Jones cover. It's fantastic. So if you're kind of curious about the Birds of Prey and Harley Quinn and the new movie coming out, this might be a good kind of just quick spattering of the characters to see, what you feel about them. I'm just a sucker for Joelle Jones artwork. So next up is Firefly, the Unification War Part 2. This collects Firefly number 5 to 8. Greg Pak's been writing this. I've heard mixed reviews about this Firefly series. I'm curious to see what I think of it. I enjoy Firefly. It's a good kind of solid space kind of thing. But we'll see. And finally, I did buy, I'm going to tell you I bought a Marvel thing. I did end up getting the deluxe size House of X Powers of 10 hardcover that collects all the Hawks and Pox stuff together. That's really, really cool. This is actually the variant cover edition of the hardcover. When they solicited this, though, this was solicited at $50. This sold for $60. So it's a little annoying, and that Marvel did that. They also released it kind of they also put in a variant at the last minute, but I thought I was ordering the variant because it seemed like the regular one. Marvel does this occasionally, so you need to be careful. So it's funny because on this book here, the only thing on the front is House of X. The only thing on the front is House of X. This collects House of X 10, or House of X 1 to 6, Powers of 10, 1 to 6. But it does not have powers on it. The only time it says Powers of X is on the spine, but it's not even really legible on there. Yeah. Yeah. It was House of X. It was a 12-issue miniseries, or maxi series. Sorry, somebody wants to go for a walk. I know the video was up a little late today. Had some stuff I had to take care of. I was not able to get to it till later. Rogue wants to go out for a walk, so let me finish this up. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you want, you can leave a comment down in that comment section below there. Let me know what you're picking up, and any questions, all that stuff. I try and answer as quickly as possible sometimes, but or at least give a thumbs up. Thanks for the reply. So yeah, but love seeing the comments. Be good. Internet's a horrible place. We don't want this place to be horrible. So. You can follow me on Twitter. My handle's @BrockSager. You can also listen to me on the Comics Conspiracy podcast. We just finished recording episode 431, where we talk a lot of movies and announcements and TV stuff. Talked a little bit about Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover after only watching 2 episodes. I watched the 3rd episode, and man, are all of those really, really good. I can't wait for the end. It doesn't come till January. Oh. So yeah, but we also have an interview on the tail end. I can't remember who the interview is with, but yeah, you should check that out. There'll be a link in the description below for that, as usual. So yeah, click on that link. You can go check it out, or you can head over to geekbox.net and find us over there, or head over to the Comic Conspiracy YouTube channel, and you can listen to us on YouTube there. I believe our Batman interview with Sam Hamm got pulled because we put some copyrighted material in the thing, but it was an interview thing, so I don't know why it was pulled, especially if you use a little snippet. Yeah, I don't know. The internet's a weird place. So, but yeah, check that stuff out. It's cool. It's the other stuff I do. If you want, you can help me and my fellow conspirators out through Patreon at www.patreon.com/comicsconspiracy. For as little as $1 a month, you help us with hosting fees, getting food sometimes, and yes, getting products. So thank you very much to our Patreon backers. It helps out immensely. And yeah, what else can I say? Keep it coming. We love it and appreciate it. What else? You can help me out a little more directly by purchasing anything through an Amazon link on my YouTube channel in the comments, or over at conspiratorbarock.com when I put my pull list stuff up. I need to get a little more content out there for you guys. I've just been really swamped with the move, and as you can see, the background hasn't really changed very much. I need to do a reorganization of my bookshelves and just haven't gotten around to it. So yeah, lots of stuff to do. So I'll get to it eventually. But you can also head over to my eBay page. There's a link in the description below. I'm always purging stuff out, so check it out there. And yeah, and as usual, I'll see you next week. And next week is a ginormous week. It's big, like a lot of books. A lot of books. So be prepared. The week of Christmas, there's not going to be very many titles. And I think New Year's is going to be is okay. But that week of Christmas is dead, man. So they got to get everything out beforehand. So yes, I know. You want to go. You want to go. Do you want to say hi? Do you want to say hi? Come here. Do you want to say hi? Oh, jeez. Oh, gosh. Oh, what are you doing? Here. Can you get up there? Can you say hi? Oh, there's your head. Oh, you're just a big old baby. What? Oh, you're not a lap dog. You're not a lap dog. You are not a lap dog. Okay. We'll go in a minute. All right. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next week.